Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well, or whatever time it is where you're watching this video. I'm getting a lot of questions on how to participate in the Occam.fi IDOs, and with Theos expiring for registration tomorrow, I thought I'll create a quick video to kind of go through those details. So this should serve as your guide on participating in any IDO on the Occam Razer. So I'm going to go through a few things first that you're going to have in advance before you can actually participate in an Occam.fi IDO. First thing you're going to need is coins, obviously. So I use CoinGecko as my source for finding out prices or where coins could be traded. And so I'm going to take you there real quick to CoinGecko.com. You can, up at the top in the search box, you can just add whatever coin you're looking for. And in this case, we're looking for OCC. It'll give you a lot of details about the project itself and information. You can find the website, the Reddit, Twitter, Telegram. You can see that up here, what the token address is, which is always handy. You always want to know what that token contract address is. You can click here to copy it. But down below, you will see all the markets that OCC is traded on. I use Uniswap. I prefer to use Uniswap version 2. I'm not big on the version 3 yet, but you will see every place where you can actually buy OCC. And I'm going to assume that you already know how to get those coins. If you don't, you need to really do some research before you start investing in some of these. So once you know that, the next process, the next thing that you're going to have is you're going to have your KYC documents. KYC, as Know Your Customer, is something that projects use to identify kind of a background check for investing into projects. So you're going to need a government issued ID or passport. You're going to need a bill in your name with an address, and you're probably going to need a photo holding that government ID up in front of you with a post-it note or a piece of paper with the date on it. Those are the things they usually require. I think that'll probably change in the future as we get into actually Theos working to build NFTs with your sovereign identity, to where that that KYC or AML information is all based on NFT, and you would just basically pass the NFT information on. So then you're also going to need a metamask. Now I connect my Coinbase wallet using a seed phrase to import it, but that's a little more detail and probably more than you want to know right now, but I'll explain to you a little bit how I do that. So going to the Occam.fi website, the first thing you're going to do is click on the Razer app, and it's going to bring up all the information here. As you can see, I've got my MetaMask already connected. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect it, and then I'll reconnect it so you can see how all that works. I'm using Chrome right now, and I've got the plugin for MetaMask up here, so it's very simple and easy to use on any site. You're going to want to download that MetaMask plugin, and when you open MetaMask, you'll see your wallets within here, and the one that I'm currently using has $30 worth of ETH sitting in it. Now you will want to make sure that you have the funds in there when it comes time for the IDO. Doesn't mean that funds have to be in there when you register, but they will need to be in there. So I connect my MetaMask. Now we're going to stake also. I'm going to show you how to do that. My coins are already staked, but the first thing you're going to have to do either way is connect a MetaMask. When you connect that, it's going to pop up the little window up here, as you can see. I need to make sure you're not going to see any of my information here. So it's going to have immediately a signature request. You're going to have to sign this in order to allow the Occam.fi dashboard to be able to connect to your MetaMask. If you aren't logged in, it will ask you to log in, and that's where you would say import your wallet, and then you would enter your seed phrase from your Coinbase wallet if that's what you're using. Now, when I say Coinbase wallet, there's two different ones. There's two apps for Coinbase. One is the Coinbase Exchange, and one is a Coinbase wallet, which you actually have the private keys to. So that seed for the Coinbase wallet is where you would have those funds, or you can just have them directly in a MetaMask wallet that you've created too. So you're going to click the sign button, and that's going to connect your MetaMask in there. Now you're going to have automatically here on Razer, but you're going to see right here in the middle where it says OCC panel. And I'm going to click on that, and that's where you would actually stake. That's going to show the balance of OCC within your MetaMask wallet or your Coinbase wallet, whichever you're using for that point. And I currently have 1,015, but I have staked 1,013. So right here under the wallet balance will be the amount that you can actually stake of OCC. It's going to take a minimum of 150 OCC in order to be able to qualify for being in an IDO on Occam.fi. The minimum will get you a small percentage chance. Of course, the more coins you hold, the better chance you have. There are 5 different tiers of staking, and the top 2 tiers with a minimum of 4,000 and 10,000 OCC staked are the only guaranteed tiers. My current tier is a tier 3, which I will show you what my percentages are here in a minute. You'll click on stake. What that will end up doing is opening up your window again in your metamask, like we just saw when we connected, and it will ask you to stake. You will end up paying fees. The fees are pretty high on Ethereum right now. As Cardano launches smart contracts, and we see Occam.fi transitioning over to the Occam platform, to the Cardano platform, you will actually see fees get much cheaper when it comes to staking and unstaking. One quick note: once you stake, if you unstake, you will pay a 4% fee. Then those fees are cast out fees that are distributed to the remaining people who are staked with their OCC tokens. So that's one benefit to staking, is you're going to actually gain a little bit of percentage APY rewards for the amount that you have staked. Now, after you are staked, so that's the quick and easy way to stake. After you are staked, you will click on Razer. And here's where you're going to see all the IDOs that are coming up on Occam.fi or on Occam Razer. The current one that we're all discussing right now is Theos. So once you are staked, you will end up clicking register. This will be available. You can see these others say register soon. They're not available yet, so I can't click on them. I obviously already registered. And you can see it will show when you highlight over the tier system or your status, it will show which tier you are currently in. My tier is Fuji because I have over 1,000 staked. And you can see my participation chance is 20% to 40%. That is a wide range because it actually depends on the demand for the actual project. The way Occam.fi IDOs work is you're put into waves. So roughly 20% of my tier are automatically going to receive tier 1, or wave 1, sorry. Wave 1 means that you're the first ones that have a shot to get into this. You have 1 hour to complete this. And people are asking, can you contribute early or anything like that? No, you can't. You need to be there in order to do it. You will end up having a buy button here once the IDO starts. It will automatically pop up for you. You have no worries. When it pops up, you can buy, and you have 1 hour. Now, I will tell you, if you're in wave 1, you probably don't have to worry about gas fees. You don't have to throw in extra gas in order to get it. If you're in wave 2, 3, 4, 5, when it becomes your turn, then yes, you're probably going to have to pay extra gas fees because you want to make sure and get in early. You have a full hour to do it. I would pay probably medium level gas fees if you're in wave 1. If you're in wave 2 or further down, I would probably pay the full gas fees on making the transaction very fast. Those wave 2s on up actually have 30 minutes when it becomes their time. And again, the buy button will automatically appear so that you can go through and complete your transaction. When you click the buy, it will ask you how much you want to contribute, what your max allocation is. Right now, I don't know what my max allocation is. We expect to find that tomorrow when the whitelist is announced. You will see your status here. You see the whitelisting process will begin shortly. That happens the day before the IDO, and that will be a check mark right there. If you want to see actual details, you can click on any card for the IDO you want to participate in, and you can see this process here. Right now, we're in the registration process because it hasn't ended. It started on August 25th, and it will actually end on August 31st. You can hover over whitelisting and see that it begins on August 31st at 1600 UTC. The pre-launch begins at September 1st at 10 1000 UTC. At that time, you'll be able to see what your participation level is. That has actually come earlier for everyone that I've seen so far. It doesn't happen necessarily at that time. I think that's when they're telling you the latest it would be you would know that information. And then you can see that the IDO actually starts at 1600 UTC on September 1st. All these details are in here, and you can click on the details tab, which will give you even more, and it shows what the actual distribution is. So you need at least 150 OCC to stake. You can see what you would have to stake by in order to get CD rewards, which was August 28th. So if you're watching this video now, you're too late to get CD rewards for Theos, but you still can for other projects. The current KYC process covers every project we've seen so far. Once you do it once, you don't need to do it again until further notice. We currently don't know what our CD rewards will be for Theos. I can tell you with Card Wallet, I received roughly 375 for the 1,000 that I had staked. So about $300 worth of free coins in Card Wallet. You can see that the CD distribution will be 24 million coins. The hard cap will be at 39 million Theos coins with a soft cap of 19,500,000. So this actual allocation should be a little more than what we've seen in the past from other projects. The contract details, this is extremely important if you're going to buy Theos on an exchange after the IDO. The token contract address will show up within here, and you want to make sure that you're using that if you're going to buy on Uniswap or any other DEX so that you do not get scammed. You can currently see that the total target that they're trying to raise is 110.76 ETH. This is based on the current price of ETH. And registered, there are 1,369 people registered. If you want any other information on the team, you could see that their Twitter, Telegram, and Medium are up here. The white papers here, website. Team is also up here if you want any information on them. If you're just kind of getting information on Theos, Alex Tai, very, very impressive guy. You might have seen from my video before. He is the original founder from Virgin Galactic, and I'm sure you've probably heard of that company. So, on the day of the actual IDO, this is what I suggest. Have the funds, whatever you plan on allocating based on your max allocation, or if you may not want to use your max allocation, and you want to be here on Occam Razer, you will wait and make sure and watch that time. Since I'm not in UTC time, I will often do a search on Google for UTC time to figure out what exact time that is for me. So currently UTC time is 1252 minutes. So that means roughly, what is that? It's on the 1st. So it will be 2 days from now, in 2 days and 3 hours roughly before the IDO starts at the time that I'm recording this video. Very important to know and keep track. So as we go through here, again, this will pop up. It won't pop up. I'm sorry. It'll be a buy button right here. You'll click. You'll complete your transaction. First wave. Don't worry as much about your gas fees because you are guaranteed allocation if you are in first wave as long as you complete it within the first hour. So if you do a medium level gas fee, which will save you a little bit of money from having to have a gas war, but it's still not going to be cheap. Probably you can expect that it's probably going to cost you $50, somewhere around there. You'll get in that hour. Now, I will say you do get rebated, and Occam.fi will give you, depending on how much you're spending, they give you a few OCC coins in order to help cover some of those gas fees. I know it's not a ton, but it does help. And then you will, if you're in wave 2 or 3, further down, you are going to have to spend some money on gas fees. You're going to go for the fastest because it may not get all the way through your wave. On average, I'd say every project that has had wave 2, all of wave 2 has been able to get involved if they get in within 30 minutes. Most of wave 3 has, and that's kind of been the limit. I think one got to wave 4, but I wouldn't expect that you're going to get in on this one unless you're, I would say wave 2 likely has a chance. Wave 3 is pretty questionable at this point. I think this is going to be a pretty popular project. Depending on the project demand, your wave could get in. So I'd say always be ready. So if it's at 1600 UTC time, wave 2, your time will be at 1700 UTC, wave 3 at 1730 UTC. So that should help you. If you have any more questions related to getting involved in an Occam.fi IDO or the Theos project, which will be launching this week, just let me know in the comments. Please make sure to like, share, follow, subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.